Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Diestar versus Roof here on Metalopolis, and this is turning out to be a surprise series for me. I am really enjoying this series and just really enjoying this matchup. Diestar spawning as the purple Terran here at the 3 o'clock position, as at the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Roof all the way on the other side of the map as the green Zerg. Wow, Diestar coming back in with more trash talk. All right, so at this point, I can't tell if Diestar is being serious or just joking or being bad-mannered, but Roof has been playing very, very, very well, and I don't know what to make of it. We'll see what's going to happen in this matchup, as Roof most likely will be going for that 15 hatchery once more. Meanwhile, Diestar looks to be going for the same strategy again, with a front door supply depot, perhaps a barracks right after. And I would have liked to have seen Diestar trying to change up his strategy just a little bit. In this series so far, we have seen Diestar or Roof do a very similar builds 2 games in a row. You know and expect an attack around the 8-minute mark, and that attack is absolutely deadly. It really set Diestar behind. The constant funneling in of units later on, and we'll see what is going to come of this, as we now see a drone make his way inside this base and take a look around. Diestar opening up with the standard barracks and refinery build, and getting blocked right at the last possible moment there. Beautiful play by Diestar, as now Roof is going to be playing in the dark, and that is going to hurt him. This SCV most likely will just begin scouting anyways, and the crucial information on whether or not this refinery is up and running is completely lost now for Roof. So Roof doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know if there's perhaps a barracks laying down over here that lifted off and landed. He doesn't know if there's going to be a lot of units. So Roof will have to play very conservatively in terms of offense and defense. Now, mules are being called in. Diestar is in a good situation for himself right now. He does have his second supply depot already up and running, and now going into a factory. Is he going to lift off and build up a reactor? It looks like he will. So he's going to actually lift off and land there and then build the reactor, making sure that there's a little bit less flying time for the factory. Reactor, there you go. And now most likely we can see perhaps a supply depot added there, as the Marines are hunting for that Overlord. Most of the time Overlords are passed through here and then make their way and hug along this side here, but Diestar not going to get lucky, as the Overlord repositioned itself to the center to know if any of the Xel'Naga caverns or Xel'Naga towers, were taken. SCV going to come in, and it will know that the hatchery is already in play. Going to head up that ramp. No spine crawler yet, so that is going to be a bit of an issue, as with no spine crawlers, the Hellions may be able to deal a fair amount of damage. There's the liftoff. There's the swap. Double train up those Hellions now, and then also add in a supply depot to make sure you are not supply blocked there. There's the Queen. We can see there is a lot of minerals currently waiting for Roof. I don't know what Roof is waiting for. He's floating 600 minerals. He doesn't have his Roach Warren taking down the SCV. And without the Roach Warren, he's not going to be able to handle these Hellions nearly as well. And this is going to be very, very bad news. What did he train it on? He trained it on 2 more Queens. So he's going to use Queens to try to battle those Hellions, as the Hellions now make their way across the field. Now, 2 Hellions, not so deadly. 3 Hellions does start to spell a bit of a problem, as they are able to one-shot drones. You can see a spine crawler is being added here, but it may be too little too late. Spine crawlers do take 50 seconds to build. You can thank Blizzard and the Zerg mirror match on why a spine crawler takes so long to build, as Hellions are now going to try to come in. The Queen is off a creep. That's really bad news, and needs to get back on creep in a hurry. Second spine crawler and a creep tumor also being added, as the Queens are now going to make their way in. There's a Queen on the ramp as well. This creep tumor most likely will get torched. Is it going to get canceled in time? No, it's not going to get canceled, as it wasn't a creep tumor from another position there. But the Hellions now going to try to get some damage in. It doesn't look like they will be able to, as 1 spine crawler is already up and a second spine crawler is already up. No additional Hellions coming across midfield. The Hellions going to try to hug in around that backside, and looks like they will be able to. Drones are going to be in a very bad day. There you go. 3 drones now down, 5 drones now down, as the Zerglings now chase after. The Spine Crawler joining in finally, but the Diestar getting in 5 quick kills is going to cause a bit of a problem, as now creep tumors are going to be added to try to increase the creep radius, and this is going to be very important. Increasing the creep radius in order to have that high mobility. Hellions now making their way will come back all the way home, as this one orbital command is able to land, and I think Diestar has perhaps done a small amount of damage to Roof, so that Roof is not going to be able to freely drone up as much as he likes. But Roof currently only operating off of 1 gas still. So with only 1 gas, he's not going to really be able to utilize all too much. He only has 200 gas in the bank. He could go for an Infestor. He is getting an Overseer as well. Zerglings are now running across the field. They're going to get destroyed by those Hellions. Hellions now trying to get ahead of that Zergling. Zergling deciding to back off. And a very smart move there, as 2 Zerglings now running away once more. Down goes this, and the Hellions are going to be able to run up there and take down this Zergling here. The Zerglings need to make sure that there is an expansion to figure out what his opponent's going for. And that is a lot of Marines, as the Zerglings are just going to get shot before they really scout out all too much. But I believe the command center, yes, was revealed in time, and now in comes a drop from Diestar. So Diestar coming in with the drop. It looks like Stim has been researched, no combat shield, and Diestar floating about a 1k mineral or 1k resources. He needs to get some more supply depots in, as the Hellions are holding on to this position here. The drop should be revealed relatively quickly, as Roof does have a very heavy Overlord spread, and now in comes the Medivacs revealing themselves as Zerglings now trying to run back up the ramp. Banelings are already ready. No, Banelings are not going to be ready at all. Just going to morph themselves off over here. There are a couple Queens. Here in come the Hellions, and now here we go. Here's the engagement. Queens, are they transfusing each other? I do not see any transfusions. Zerglings are now going to surround here. Banelings are now trying to make their way in, and beautiful transfusions by Roof. Only 1 Queen goes down. Banelings now melting their way in, and this is going to be bad news for Diestar, and beautiful play by Roof. I don't think he actually lost all too much in that engagement there. He already has his 3rd base up and running. There are Banelings down. And now with the 2nd hatchery coming into play, these Marines, without that combat shield, really melted away. 1 Baneling against a stimmed Marine without combat shield, or 3 Marines stimmed without a combat shield, is a dead Marine. Out compared to 1 Baneling, as the Zerglings are now ready over here to receive and welcome this. And oh, it looks like they are going to be backing off. Marines are going to be stimming in, but he doesn't want to fight on creep. Fighting on creep against Banelings, very dangerous, as a Baneling detonates and blows up a Hellion. 1 Marine now trying to come in. Oh, the Queen does get taken down. The Banelings now trying to come over as well, unable to get underneath. And those 10 Marines will be able to safely land and live to fight another day. All being healed in the fog of war, as the Zerglings are now going to try to come in, perhaps get a decent surround here. There is a Hellion in the group as well. Zerglings, and now Mutalisk coming in, and that's a bad day for a medevac. There you go, Mutalisk finishing off, and there you have it. Resources 2,300 lost versus 1,500. 59 drones versus 48 SCVs, as Diestar now going to be landing his command center down over here. Mutalisk now looking to go straight into that harassment. Missile turrets about to come online. Diestar about to get the combat shield, and Roof giving time for those missile turrets, and this is going to be bad news. All of those missile turrets just completed, and now Diestar knows that he doesn't need to leave Marines inside his base, or not that many Marines inside his base at all. Roof now on 3 bases compared to Diestar's 3. That normally is a very good news for the Terran player. We'll see if he's able to macro up a large enough army. Marines are not upgraded yet. Soon will be upgraded 1-0 though, as we are now going into an armory, perhaps for level 2 upgrades, or perhaps even for Thors to counter all of those Mutalisks that are currently in the sky. So currently 8 Mutalisks in the air. You can see siege tanks, and a 1 planetary fortress, 1 shot to destroy that SCV, as more SCVs are making their way down over. Mutalisks are going to try to make their way over, but missile turrets only take 25 seconds to build, which means it is going to be up and operational in just a moment's notice. And I don't believe the Mutalisks are going to really be able to get all too much damage in. Oh, wow. One Mutalist down to 25 hit points as the Marines unable to get enough damage to finally shoot those units down there. Zerglings and Banelings, Diestar at 120, Roof at 130. Harvester count 67 compared to 61. As Marines going to get taken down over here. And I really like this strategy by Roof to have one Overseer in the middle to know the Xel'Naga towers and how much or how many units are controlling them. Because of that, Roof knew to send in 4 Zerglings as opposed to just 2 or 3, as now this one Marine is going to get sniped down very quickly. Down it goes. And now the Mutalisk is going to perhaps try to come in. There is only one missile turret here, and that is a lot of production buildings that could get taken down. Chain damage, and now the Marines are making their way in. Mutalisk getting shot out of the sky. Roof in a bit of trouble, accidentally flying within range of a missile turret. But once again, natural regeneration for the win. On those Mutalisks, able to survive with 3 hit points, I believe. Extractors now being built. Roof sitting on 86 drones now. And this is going to turn into that East versus West battle. Will Diestar be able to get into Tier 3 and get the all-important Ghost with energy for mass snipe? That is going to be the key question now, as Diestar with a whole bunch of missile turrets in position. And the Thors do not have any weapons upgrade yet, but with level 2 weapons upgrade should be or will be able to 2-shot any Mutalisks. That is a lot. There's 2 missile turrets here. Sensor tower does reveal them as they're going to try to swarm in. What is happening? It looks like the Mutalisks are just flying around, and now in they come. And here they go. 1 missile turret going to get taken down. Perhaps another missile turret. No, going to take down the sensor tower first, as the Marines now making their way in. And all of those are going to be quickly rebuilt, as Diestar wants an early warning system to know when those Mutalisks will be flying by. Now, Zerglings are off over here. Infestors, siege tanks, pathogen glands being researched as well. So fungal growth, very important for the Zerg army. Zerg floating about 2,000 resources. And how much larva does he have? He has plenty of larva, so I guess he's just waiting for the right amount of gas, or perhaps going to be going into Ultralisk as he is harvesting a lot of gas, getting additional 2 extractors off over here, as this Terran bio siege tank mech medevac ball on the move. Now, I don't see a greater spire, but we do have an Ultralisk cavern. Siege tanks are now in position as Diestar going to perhaps start slicing away at the army. The Terran army is ever so powerful at this position. Infested Terrans, and now Zerglings swarming in. Nicely done. Siege tanks, Mutalisks coming in. No Marines guarding the siege tanks at all. And that is a problem. Only a Thor left. And now all of those Mutalisks are going to back off, finish off the siege tanks. And Diestar, with a shell of what he had begun with, does have still a large number of Marines. Spine Crawler is going to join in on the fight, finish off some of those Marines, but there's just simply too many of them, and this base will get taken down as well. Harvester count is now once again even. Diestar in a very comfortable control of the pace of the game now. He is getting even more barracks. The Terran is starting to macro up very, very easily, as things are not looking good and things may start to unravel. 72 drones compared to 68, as the Marines now, are they going to walk up that ramp is the key question. It looks like they are not going to walk up the ramp. The Zerglings are there. The Mutalisks are there as well. There is 1 Ultralisk, but the Ultralisks do not have that much armor. The Marines, on the other hand, have level 2 weapons upgrade. And you really need armor upgrades in order to fight against Marines. Especially if you have Ultralisks, the Marines essentially start just spitting at those Ultralisks, dealing very, very minimal damage. Because of that very high armor value on those Ultralisks. Alright, what was this over here? I believe I missed a drop as I was talking about something. Yep, here we go. Let me go ahead and rewind it just a little bit. So in comes a drop now. A lot of Marines coming in. Queen getting taken down. The spawning pool going to get taken down as well. Zerglings now swarming in. Ultralisks may able to make their way over. And the Mutalisks are going to finish off all of those medevacs. Taking a look at the losses. The losses are higher for Roof, as Roof needs to rebuild his spawning pool, of all things, in order to train up more Zerglings. We'll see if he realizes this or not. And he should be retraining up that spawning pool in just a moment, as the Marines are now just starting to destroy a lot of the creep tumors. So those Ultralisks are not going to have that movement speed advantage. And now the Zerglings, backing off. One Ultralisk leading the way, gonna absorb a lot of the damage there, and now the Ultralisk just simply walking in, and Ultralisk coming in from behind, Zerglings swarming in on those siege tanks. Ultralisk getting just choked up a little bit as the Marines and Mutalisk battling it out, and it looks like this Ultralisk will get taken down. Down it goes. 2 Ultralisks down over here. The siege tanks gonna have more than enough of the Ultralisks try to run away. The Marines are going to be able to catch up to those Ultralisks in just a moment. SCVs coming off the mineral line and now attempting to take down this sensor tower. But I think Roof is going to lose this game here on Metalopolis, a map that is normally favored for Zerg. But Diestar able to hold on. So we are currently sitting on 5 barracks on the front. You can see level 2 and level 3 weapons upgrade, armor upgrades. Armory is now getting level 2 weapons upgrade, as well as I believe Diestar has just hit a very good cruising point and should be able to put the final nail in the coffin here and take the victory on game 3. Planetary Fortress is very well protected. Heavy saturation over here as another command center now being added as well. Siege tanks making their way down. Marines activating the Zelnaga towers, as we are now sitting on 87 drones compared to 94 SCVs. Both sides with more workers than their actual army. Medevacs on the move now in the air. Another command center being built. Planetary fortresses ever so difficult to destroy, as the Ultralisks and the Infestors have not really done all too much. Ultralisks now making their way in, and it looks like those Marines are going to back off. Down goes that one poor Marauder there, as the Ultralisks now try to charge in. The Ultralisks do have a very fast movement speed on creep. Going to be able to slice through it and take it down there. Second command center and third or additional command centers have been built all across the map. It looks like this one will be landing off over here in just a moment, or perhaps in the gold mineral patch, yes. But there are 4 changelings in the center of the map, so the changelings are just simply crawling around and now going to add to the rest of the group. Marauders and Marines finish them off here. Marine going to come back into the rest of that group, and oh wow, Diestar very, very well aware of all the units, as now the Marauders and the Marines are starting to push their way through once more. Roof is going to try to engage. Marauders are going to get chomped down in just a moment. Zerglings now swarming in. Infestors need to get some fungal growth off. There's a nice fungal growth. There's another nice fungal growth there. But is it going to be enough is the key question. Another fungal growth doesn't go off. There's another fungal growth there. But there is the GG, as Roof unable to deal with the Terran infantry. And now this is going to force Game 4, and Game 4 will be coming up on Machinima. I will be featuring it as well. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this series so far.